Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jules, and today we're going to be talking about how life is happening for you and not to you. How many times have you asked yourself, why is this happening to me? When things go wrong, when you face setbacks, when life doesn't go according to plan, it's easy to feel like a victim. It's easy to think that the world is against you, that you're unlucky, and that you're stuck. But what if I told you that life isn't happening to you? It's happening for you. What if I told you that every challenge, every failure, every unexpected turn was actually a lesson, a gift, and a step towards something greater? The difference between people who feel powerless and those who thrive isn't their circumstances, it's their mindset. Two people can experience the exact same event. One sees it as a disaster and the other sees it as an opportunity. The first person says, this setback has ruined everything. The second person says, this setback is showing me what I need to change. And it's the same event. Two completely different outcomes. The truth is, your perspective creates your reality. You can choose to believe that life is unfair, that your hardships are proof that you're destined for failure. Or you can choose to believe that every obstacle is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for something bigger. Think about a child, when they're learning to ride a bike, they start excited, ready to conquer this new challenge, but within seconds, they lose balance and fall. Scraped knees, tears, frustration. Now, imagine that child gets up and says, I guess I'm just not meant to ride a bike. Would you agree with them? Would you tell them, yes, you're right, just give up? Of course not. You'd encourage them to try again. You'd remind them that failing is part of the process and that balance comes with practice. That every time they get back up, they're getting stronger. And eventually, after a few more falls, after a little more struggle, after pushing past the frustration, they will be riding. Now let's apply this to life. How often do we fall once and assume we're not meant for success? How often do we experience rejection and decide we're not worthy? How often do we struggle and take it as a sign that we should quit? But what if, like the child learning to ride, every time you fall, it's just part of the process? What if every challenge is teaching you the balance you need to succeed? Failure isn't proof that you're not capable. It's proof that you are learning. Life doesn't throw obstacles in your way to stop you. It gives you obstacles to teach you, to prepare you, to strengthen you. Think about it. Every time you struggle, you grew. The hardest moments in your life are the ones that shaped you the most. That heartbreak taught you self-worth. That failure taught you resilience. That rejection redirected you to something better. Every challenge carries a lesson, and if you shift your mindset, you can start to see them. Even nature shows us this lesson, many times. A seed doesn't turn into a tree overnight. It has to break through the soil, stretch toward the sunlight, endure storms, and grow stronger through resistance. A butterfly, for example, doesn't emerge fully formed. It struggles. It fights to break free from its cocoon. And it's in that struggle that its wings become strong enough to fly. You are no different. Every challenge you face is refining you, preparing you, strengthening you for your next level. Think of the most successful people in the world. Do you think they never failed? Do you think life never tested them? Steve Jobs got fired from the company that he built from the ground up. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for TV. Walt Disney was rejected hundreds of times before building his empire. If they had believed life was happening to them, they would have quit. But instead, they believed life was happening for them. They used every setback as fuel and they kept going. So, what separates them from others is not luck, it's simply mindset. It's the refusal to see obstacles as stop signs. It's the belief that failure is just feedback. And if they can do it, so can you. So, how do you actually do this? How do you go from feeling stuck to seeing life as your greatest teacher? Well, for one thing, you have to ask better questions. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You can ask, what can I learn from this? How is this making me stronger? And what new opportunities could come from this? Your mind is always looking for answers, so give it better questions and it will find better solutions. Reframe failure as feedback because failure is never the end. It's information. When something doesn't work out, instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, think, this is showing me what I need to improve. This is a lesson, it's not a loss. The faster you stop seeing failure as personal, the faster you grow. So train yourself to look for that gift. Every challenge has a hidden gift. It may not be obvious right away, but it's there. A job loss could lead to a career that you were meant for. A breakup could lead to the relationship that you truly deserved. A rejection could be a redirection to something better. So instead of resisting what's happening, trust that it's leading you somewhere greater. Now, there are two types of people in this world. There's those who believe life is against them, who stay stuck in blame, fear, and frustration. And there's those who believe life is shaping them, who grow, who adapt, and who rise above every obstacle. Which one will you be? Which one will you see your struggle as proof that you're unlucky? Or will you see them as stepping stones to the life that you were meant to live? Because life isn't just randomly throwing challenges your way. It's building you, it's refining you, it's shaping you into the person who can handle the dreams that you have been asking for. If you can shift your perspective, if you truly believe that life is happening for you, everything changes. Your past doesn't define you. Your challenges don't break you, they build you. And one day you'll look back at everything you once thought was a setback and realize it was actually a setup for something greater. So today, make the decision. Stop fighting life. Stop resisting the lessons. Instead, ask yourself, how is this happening for me? And then watch as everything starts to shift. So to close, I want to share something with you. This is a poem that really resonated with me when I read it. It goes, I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged that evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is just an employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn, dismayed, that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. So ask for more. Demand more from yourself and know that life is always, always working in your favor. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe and share with those that you care about.